When you're living life in alignment, you don't have to think about anything. You don't have to overthink. You just act, you express, you love, and all of it comes back to you. When you are in alignment, and we'll talk about what this means later, you'll find that you don't overthink anything, that you can express yourself freely and authentically, and that you can love without fear, and all of it just comes crashing back to you. This topic is so underrated, but it is one of the most truest forms of wisdom in how we live as humans that I've personally experienced, that I've also observed in many people of all ages. And I would consider these people to be successful because they are loving people, they are generous people, they have their heads on straight, and they're able to see the bigger picture of the world and our existence. Truly, some of the people I've met with the best energy and just the best experiences I've had with, they are living in alignment. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what alignment is. What does it mean to feel aligned with something? What does it mean to live an aligned life overall? And once you understand the feeling of alignment, how to actually navigate your daily actions to be in resonance with your feeling of alignment. So that's what I would consider living an aligned life. So I'll also talk a little bit about that. The most important thing about alignment is that you can actually just forget every other petty, infinitely consuming void of a thing that your brain, your monkey mind gets stuck in. You can actually bypass all of the noise and just reach for your alignment. Reach for that resonance and that energy and that way of being that feels so good. And the crazy thing is it feels effortless. You just are. That's what it means to be in alignment. If you can really tap into this principle of living, you can bypass all of the other stressors and anxieties that have weighed you down up until now. Because alignment doesn't ask you to go in and fix all of those things. It doesn't ask you to fix anything. It just asks you to consider and try living life from a different mode. And I'm going to talk all about this in the rest of this video. So right now, if it sounds kind of nebulous or vague, I totally understand. Or you might be watching this right now and you are like, I know exactly what Allie is talking about. Oh my gosh, algorithm, thank you. You hit me with the perfect video today. Keep watching too, because I think I have a lot to share on this topic and it might help you just get back to alignment faster and live more of your choices in your life in alignment. I truly think this is so important. Maybe when you feel like you're really struggling and overwhelmed by life and at a loss of what the right thing to do is, the next choice to take, the next step to take, look back into this concept of alignment. Nowadays, I really observe so much materialism and capitalism and ego in this world, in our cities, on technology a lot of the times as well, on social media. And it used to be kind of just the high-tech cities, the more advanced cities of the world that were facing these trends. But now I really see more and more convergence of our human beingness into this trend of being so detached from our true selves that even if we desire to connect with the truer, deeper parts of ourselves, we simply don't know how to. We were not taught how to do these things in school. Our friends can't give us the right advice when we need it. Where do you even realize that alignment is what you have been missing in your life up until now? But the more disconnected you feel, the more thoughts and anxieties and stress and pressure running through your brain, which I know so well myself because I am such an overthinker. I have such an active mind and inner dialogue. It's very active, so I understand. But again, the more disorganized you feel, the more out of control or scattered, the more you need to tune into a deeper wisdom. Something like alignment and the feeling of being aligned is a very deep wisdom that feels right as soon as you experience it. And the reason it feels right is because as humans, our body, our souls, the different layers of our intuition have a divine encoding. It's in our DNA to know what is right for us and what is not right for us. We might bury it off, or we might have never been exposed to it growing up in the first place, but as soon as we experience it, our bodies, oh my gosh, our bodies are so intelligent, and they are like machines. They are like mecha Gundams, like inside one of each of us, but like in a natural form. Our bodies immediately know that it's right. So when you feel alignment, you'll know it's right, and you'll want to always be in that state because it feels so good. And not only does it feel so good, the right things start coming into your life. We're gonna talk more about this later. We're gonna like talk all about what alignment is, how you can recognize alignment in your life, and then how you can actually bring more alignment into your life so that you are constantly in a state of alignment. And that is how I believe you are really, really living your best life as a human being in this modern world. It's not just about your money. It's not about how proud you feel of yourself or your achievements. It's not about how good of a friend, partner, employee you are to other people. It is about your experience. It is about your joy in this lifetime. And I just felt so called to talk about this today because if it can help someone to watch this, for me, it was life-changing. So I just feel like, oh, I woke up today and I was like, I want to talk about this topic, and I'm going to share like everything I know about it in the deepest sense. I really wish that more of us were taught about alignment and also were encouraged to actually pursue it. Because the other trap of modern society is that there are so many power plays and people with the most surface level abilities of making money, of building business systems, whatever, really promoting their own agendas. The other trap about this modern lifestyle that we live in is that unless you exert a massive amount of will into this world to create your own microcosm within the world, most likely you are living in someone else's construction. And how much control do you feel like you have over that? The reason that we won't be encouraged to live in alignment is because it doesn't promote other people's agendas. Something like living in alignment and enjoying your life is purely an experience for yourself. And there might be fear or anxiety around you waking up to your true power, your true being. You might fear it. And it's okay. It's okay. Even you yourself might fear the true power that you have once you claim your life and live in alignment. Once you just live life without any expectations or restraints on yourself. Here's how I think about something like alignment. So what is the fastest way between 2 points, right? It's a line. And then imagine this is your true self. Okay, this is your true self. You're happy. These are little stars. Because this is your true self. Your true self is the part of you that embodies love. This is like the things that spark joy in your life, the things you love doing, just like however you feel the most alive, that is when you are the most yourself. So because of society, we have all these like obligations. Okay, so this is your true self. This might not be the best illustration. But we have all these obligations that I would consider a layer removed. Unless you're really like already living in this space of alignment where your career, your social life, your relationships, your mindset, the thoughts you wake up to daily, unless those are like already in perfect alignment and you wake up just feeling on top of the world, so excited about everything, like just good. Your baseline is just good, great, consistently. Unless you're already living in full alignment, which if you're watching this video, you probably have some areas of improvement. I mean, we all do, like I do on some days as well. Okay, but basically, we have all these like obligations that for whatever reason were brought to us that were not so much in alignment. So maybe you chose your college major because that's what your parents wanted you to do. Or maybe you chose your career because it was a certain thing, but it felt a little bit out of alignment. This now, if you can see it, this is your side of the equation. I studied economics, so I love to try to like model things. I just feel like it makes it easier for the brain to grasp. So this is the you side of the equation. And then now on this other side, this side is where I consider all your greatest blessings and your true purpose, and to use more spiritual terms, your highest vibrations live. They live in here. I'm just gonna put a sun because that's a pretty like easy symbolism, right? Okay. Sun. Let's put a few, like, let's say rainbows, right? For you, this could mean money, because money is not the end all be all, I believe, but I do think money is an important tool to help us feel safe and supported in our physical experience and physical being. You have love. That's an ugly heart. You have love, because to love is to experience some of the best parts of being human. So you have love. Self-confidence. I drew this little stick figure with a cape. That means you yourself feeling confident, feeling self-esteem, feeling like the superhero of your own life. So on this side is everything that you could have in your highest potential of life if you really opened yourself up to it and let yourself be there. So when I say living in alignment now, okay, I am talking about the straightest line from you and your identity, this is your side of the equation, to a life that's connected to this side of the equation. And this line now, from now on, we're gonna think about it as living in alignment. That's the line. And I really hope you're still watching at this point of the video, because this is where it gets really good, in my opinion. The beautiful thing is this line is like a given of the equation. You don't have to do anything to make this line connect. Like, as long as you do your side of the equation, you're in the equation now, baby. You're in the formula. What I have empirically observed in my own life and in the life of many successful and wealthy and prosperous people in the truest sense, not just money, but a spiritual sense, a sense of relationships, just like them being dope, cool, abundant people, they are in this formula. They are in this picture, okay? Like, they're living their life in alignment, and thus this line is just already implicit. This is implicit in the model. So if you think about it from like an economic standpoint, the theorem, the formula, the model works because it is describing a deeper pattern in the world, in society, in the economy, or whatever, right? Like, it is just modeling reality. In econ, the models just model reality. I'm using this kind of analogy because this is the reality that I've experienced and seen in other people. And you do not need to do anything to make this happen. All you need to do is get your side of the equation down, okay? So I hope you're like, I don't know if I'm like really close to the camera right now. I literally have like zero depth perception sometimes, so I don't know, but hopefully you can see this. And maybe I'll just put an image. Oh my gosh, I should just put an image up. Okay, all you have to do is just worry about your side of the equation, because once that is connected, once that is aligned, you are gonna be in that formula. You are gonna be in the model of living a much better life and self-actualization too. And probably more wealth, happiness, health, all of that. Okay, so you might be like, okay, this is a little weird. Maybe I'm following. Interesting illustration. I'm gonna talk about where most of us get stuck, and this might have been you 5 or 10 minutes ago when you first clicked on this video and started watching. We get stuck and we're not able to get onto this path and into this model when we are not living in alignment. Duh, right? That's the whole topic of this video. If I were to illustrate that from this graph, okay, this is the truest you. So in this true you, it's like, think of this like an anime superpower, or like a Star Wars, like the lightsabers. This is the direct path of energy that connects you to this model. The problem is though, we get stuck in the nebulous space of other people and other systems with their own agendas, whether that's school, your, like, whatever. I'm sure you can think of your own example in your own life. The problem is when we lose touch of this us, that is the true us, we are now living in this space and we think this is us. This is our lives. So we can't even connect here to get to this formula. So like any energy you send from here is not going to make it, my friend. Okay? It's the direct path or nothing. It's all or nothing. And I don't know, some of you might like understand this. Like I know I have a lot of very smart viewers on my channel. So some of you might be like, oh, that is a good illustration. But okay. All I'm saying is that on your side of the equation, all you have to do is escape this illusion of you. Just let it go and commit to this reality of you, which is your aligned you. Hopefully, that's all starting to make a little more sense now. So now you might be like, okay, Allie, so that sounds great. What is the aligned me? What the heck does that mean? How do I get there? How do I know it's working? How do I know it's not working? Like all the thoughts, the questions are flooding in. So it's actually really, it's simple. It's like all the great things in life are like this, right? It's simple concept, but it's hard to actually do and stay in commitment to. If I had to just explain it in the simplest way, what does it mean to be in alignment? To me, being in alignment means a couple of simple things. The first thing is that it means that you feel grounded and good. And this feeling of grounded and goodness, it cannot come from your external self. It has to come from how you're feeling in the moment. You might have already clicked off on this video because it's freaking you out, because subconsciously or maybe consciously you realize you have a lot of inner work to do and a lot of healing, and you're not even sure if you can ever get there. That was me like 3 or 4 years ago. I was in that very dark place. And this is one of the things that really, this practice of this really changed my life. If you're still watching, I think that on some level you are secure, you're grounded, and you are at least on some level ready enough in your identity to look for something more, to look for the next level of you, to look for, areas of improvement. If you're watching this video, you're following, I think all of that means you're like actually already in alignment and you are on the path to receiving more alignment. All of that, I think it's great. Like I think you're already here. You're already tapped into what it means to feel aligned. So again, it's feeling good, but not good because you just bought something cool or you just, I don't know, like got a paycheck or something. Like feeling just inherently good. And the second aspect, and this is going to sound a little weird, this is just how I think of it in my own head, is communication of it. Not even like I'm talking to you. Communication is the knowingness. When we communicate something, that means it already exists as an entity that is able to be communicated. Like it exists and it can be spoken of or referred to. It is in essence real, right? And communication of those good feelings, that good groundedness in your life, and that real feelings of joy, which can be sparked by anything. The communication, it can be you writing it. It can be you talking to someone about it. It can be you praying about it. It can be you in your own head, heart, however you talk to yourself, just acknowledging it and like really recognizing your alignment. Friends, that's all it takes, okay? It's so simple. All it takes is for you to feel good in a grounded and non-egoic way. It just takes you to feel good. You don't have to feel exuberant. You don't have to feel over the moon. I think we underestimate how important and powerful it is to just feel good. There is such power and beauty and good to just feeling good. That's it, really. All you have to do to be in alignment is feel good, and you are the expert and the master of that and what that means to you in your life. That is all it takes to live in alignment. And it sounds so simple, right? But let's just pause for a moment and maybe reflect on our lives and realize what this really means to us right now. This video, you might have resonated with all of it or none of it. Hopefully you resonated with some of it. All of your thoughts and feelings around it are okay, because I really believe that our little T triggers are a mirror to ourselves, and there is nothing to judge there. There's nothing to be ashamed of there. It is just another avenue of ourselves to explore. So yeah, I wonder, like, when you think about alignment and what that could really mean, what that could open up to your life, what does this side of reality really look like for you? And maybe you've experienced it. Maybe you experience it all the time because you're so aligned. There's so many possibilities, okay? Basically, my main one takeaway from you watching this video, if you just take away anything from this video, this is what this video is about. This video is about you getting right here, being your aligned self. Once you are your aligned self, I'm telling you, this line just happens. This is the model working itself. You don't need to do anything. Just be on here, stay on here, and trust. Actually, this video is not over just yet, because there's one really important thing that I just want to like reinforce, especially if you're still watching this video, because I know that you actually care about this or can feel the value that this could bring into your life. This part of the video is really important actually, because I'm going to share with you a little bit more about my story. You'll remember it more, and you might find like tangible connections in your own life, because I know like this is quite abstract. So I want to just give some real examples and like why I even feel compelled to talk about a topic like this. The thing about my own life, and some of you guys might have been following me for a long time or just came onto my channel recently, I took a 4-year sabbatical from social media because social media felt out of alignment for me at the time. I don't even know if I really knew what the word alignment meant like right when I was graduating college. I think I picked it up along the way, but it just felt off. The vibes felt low. I didn't feel inspired. I didn't feel happy. And yeah, I had built my identity around social media for so long, but because it didn't feel good for me anymore, I just stopped. Social media used to be something that I was doing from this space, but when it became too algorithmic, when too much people were going on it to try to make money as a side hustle during COVID, all of that, social media started leaving this space and it started falling into a resonance or a life for others that didn't feel aligned with me anymore. So naturally, I let it go, because again, you don't want to be living in this space. That is not the real you. You want to be living here. Social media recently is feeling aligned again, which is why I am making content again. That's just one really small example of alignment in my own life and how I practice or evaluate how aligned my life feels at any given time. I really went through some hard times, and the old me, I would have watched the first minute of a video like this and instantly been repelled and would have clicked off and just probably had a panic attack for like 2 minutes, because I knew that there was wisdom in it, but I could not feel in my body that I could connect to it or that I could be in a healed enough state to allow this into my life, to even allow the concept of this. The concept of a life like this to me back then felt like a threat to my survival. I just can't like get too personal about certain things on the internet, but it's a really dark place. I wasn't ready for the work like this, right? But something in me was still attracted to this wisdom, because the higher self, again, this really aligned, clear, resonant part of you, knows that it wants to be happy. It knows that it wants all the good things in this lifetime. Why would you be sad and depressed and miserable when you can just be happy and grounded, feeling safe, feeling great about life? No one would pick the former to the latter. The only reason we're in the former is because we're stuck in places like that and we just simply don't have the resources to help ourselves. Okay, because it's not only just about the information, all of that is out there, but it's about the timing that it comes into your life. It's about how supportive your environment is to helping you sustain those changes and such. So I'm making this video for someone like my younger self who was a good person, and I was so creative, and just because of hard life circumstances was brought to a really dark place and struggled on my own for a really long time, and I had to figure out all of this for myself. But in the process of doing that, that is why I'm so truly passionate about this. It's what the younger me would have needed. And eventually I did find the right mentors and coaches and guides in my journey, essentially, that helped me get to this place. This model. Is it an economics model? It's not an economics model. It's just an alley illustration. Yeah, and I just want you to be there because it's an illusion that we can't all just be there. We live in a very abundant world where anything is possible. You, my friend, you can be anyone you want to be. You can feel as good as you want to feel starting today, starting now. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching if you did. I know it's a pretty dense topic and maybe my illustrations didn't do it full justice. So if you have any questions, DM me anytime. You can email me, DM me, like literally, I'm super passionate about this topic. So if you are drawn towards it, hit me up, we can talk about it. If you have any questions about where you are in your specific life right now and you want some advice from me, just DM me. We can talk about it. So yeah, thanks so much for watching and I'll see you next time.